Good morning. We begin with PGBB live session. Let me to recollect the provision because at an important point, remember, okay, this session will be useful only when you have learned this PGBB chapter. Okay, so if there is a doubt, you can interact. Okay, but let me to give my revision on this particular topic. Definitely, it's a lengthy topic and a very important topic also. If any student is coming to the class without learning or without, attending the regular class, okay, then it will be a little for you. So I request you to, okay, hope you have learned this topic and come to this particular session. Okay, so we'll see. First, let us see expenses which are allowed in this. Okay, if there is a building, rent paid if it is a rented building. If it is an owned building, you can claim repairs, municipal taxes, local revenue, you can claim. For rented building, you can claim insurance charges. Okay, that also can be claimed. Okay, so all these expenses can be claimed. Then at any particular point of time, if you have a doubt, please unmute yourself and you can ask the doubt. Any doubt in this particular point? You need not say yes or no. If there is a doubt, please unmute yourself and ask. Let us go point by point so that you will understand in a better way. Okay, if you're not asking, I assume that you have understood and I'm proceeding with. Expenses relating to plant and machinery. Repairs and insurance charges can be claimed. Okay, if it is a rented building, if it is a rented machinery, the rental charges can be claimed. Okay, so otherwise repairs and insurance charges, then any expenditure of capital nature like installation cost or increasing the capacity or increasing the efficiency will not be allowed. It will be added with the cost of the asset. Then the most important section is depreciation. Most important section is depreciation. Okay, for the purpose of claiming depreciation, it should be a specified asset. For example, land is not a specified asset, it cannot be claimed. Second, only owner can claim the depreciation. Used for the purpose of business or profession, block of assets method should have been followed. Hope you listen to Watson sir with respect to block of assets method. This is what is block of assets method. Okay, we take opening WDV of the bill block, add purchased and put into use before 30th September. If they give you dates about purchase and put into use, okay, consider that. If nothing is specified, date of purchase is equal to date of put into use. If it is put into use before 30th September, you can claim full depreciation. If it is purchased and put into use after 1st October, you can claim half depreciation. So opening balance plus purchases, it will give us total minus sale consideration. Minus sale consideration will give us what? Amount available for depreciation. On this, depreciation can be claimed. How to claim depreciation? Simple. On the asset purchased after 1st October, we can claim half the depreciation. Then on the asset purchased and put into use before 30th September, we can claim our balance block, we can claim what? Full depreciation. Then additional depreciation, it is available only for manufacturers. It is available only for manufacturers. Okay, so this is what is block of assets method. Take the opening WDV. Okay, additions, that is purchased, include all the capital expenditures incurred till the asset is put into use. Okay, if the asset is put into use before 30th September, 100% you can claim. If the asset is put into use after 1st October, you can claim only half the eligible depreciation. If purchase and put to use dates are given separately, take the put to use date. When the put to use date is not specified, you can assume that purchase date is put to use date. And not only for this, any payment exceeding 10,000 in cash. Okay, so that is not allowed. So if you purchase an asset for more than 10,000, that will not be allowed as an asset. So depreciation will be allowed like this. Only for electricity companies, you can follow straight line method. Option is given to follow straight line method. Electricity companies also can go for WDV method. Okay. So additional depreciation is available for the assessees engaged in the manufacturing or production business. Okay, it is available only for new plant and machinery, not for furniture, not for building. Okay, only for new plant and machinery. Okay, computers which are used for manufacturing process also will qualify for additional depreciation. Rate of depreciation is 20%. Okay, if the asset is put into use after first, that is October, 10% can be claimed. Yeah, we had seen, Vatsan sir would have told you, okay, if you are locating your business in the notified area of those 4 states, then rate of depreciation will be 35%. Special depreciation can be claimed. Simple. If you are having manufacturing business in Kerala or Tamil Nadu, it is 20%. If you are manufacturing business in Andhra Pradesh or West Bengal or Telangana, it will be 35%. Of course, if the asset is used for less than 180 days, that is after 1st October, 17.5%. Okay, instead of 10%, it is half, that is 35% half, 17.5% can be claimed. Okay, so this is about depreciation. In this, if there is a doubt, please unmute yourself and ask.
Sir,
Yeah,
I didn't understand that point, sir.
which point?
No.
Which point number?
E. Where any asset is purchased or constructed.
I'm not able to hear you 100%.
No, sir.
Which point? Which point number you tell me?
E, sir. E.
This point number. Okay, if you are purchasing the asset by spending cash for more than 10,000, that asset cannot be claimed or that asset cannot be used for claiming depreciation. For example, let us assume you purchased a plant and machinery for 5 lakhs. In this 5 lakhs, 50,000 was purchased for cash and 4,50,000 was purchased by check or account transfer, etc. That is through banking mode. Now, while claiming depreciation, whatever is spent in purchase for cash cannot be used for claiming depreciation. Depreciation can be claimed only on this asset. Depreciation can be claimed only on 4,50,000 into the specified rate.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
If you spent money in cash, that asset cannot be used for claiming depreciation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, every one of you, I hope you are having a notebook and a pen. Notebook and a pen. Okay. Now, I request you, like a regular classroom, let me to do a problem on depreciation so that you will understand in a better way. And many students were asking, should I have to remember the rates of depreciation? Yes. This rates of depreciation should be remembered. Buildings used for residential purpose, 5%. Building used for other than residential purpose, 10%. Plant and machinery, 15%. Motor cars other than for the business of running on hire. That is, for example, if Bharadwaj Institute is having a car, okay, we can claim 15%. Okay, we can claim 15%. Okay, suppose if we are running a call taxi business, we can claim 30%. We can claim 30%. Okay, motor buses, lorries and taxis for the business of running on hire, 30%. If they are purchased on or after 23rd August, it is 45%. It is 45%. Computers 40%, books 40%, furniture 10%. Intangible asset, it covers goodwill, patent right, copyright, all those things, 25% like that. Okay. Hope you are having a paper and pen or a notebook and pen. We'll do a problem based on this. I request to take up. Like in a regular class, I do these additional problems like this. I request you to take up. This will cover whole provision of depreciation, including additional depreciation, investment allowance, everything. I request to keep copying. Don't wait. I request you to keep copying it. Opening WDVF assets on 1/4/2019. But parallelly to land on 1/5/2019 for 2 lakhs. Office building for 3 lakhs. So this is about the problem. Okay, the question is calculate depreciation, additional depreciation, and investment allowance for A Limited engaged in manufacturing business in the notified area of West Bengal. You copy this problem like a regular class, copy this problem. For PGBB chapter, there will be 2 or 3 live discussion like this. One is today, next we'll have it on Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry, today is Tuesday. Okay, next we'll have it on Thursday. Depreciation is one of the most important area where examination questions are highly possible.
Sir,
Yeah. So please ask.
sir, does the class record? Here is the range problem. It's going to be cut off from time.
It's a recorded class. It's going to be recorded. It will be shared in Drive. It will be shared in Drive. If you are not able to attend also, if there is an audio issue or video issue from your end, don't worry. It will be, given for you in YouTube mode or in an encryption mode that we are doing for the current batch. Hope you copied this. Anyone need to copy? You can just unmute yourself and tell. Otherwise, I'll let me to proceed.
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, okay. Computers for 1 lakh. We'll proceed. If you have not copied it, please take a picture in your mobile or something like that and do it. Take one more additional information. Computer purchased on 1/1/2020 is used in factory, which means this is also eligible for additional depreciation. You can do it along with me. Opening WDV of the land, 5 lakhs. But should we have to include in the block of assets? No, because okay, land is not qualifying for depreciation. Land is not qualifying for depreciation. It's not a specified asset. Office building, 6 lakhs. Plant and machinery, 7 lakhs. Computer, 4 lakhs. You can do it along with me. You need not wait. Please do it along with me. It's more like a revision. Furniture, 3 lakhs. Add. Additions on or before 30th September. On or before 30th September, additions. Office buildings, 3 lakhs. Plant and machinery, 4 lakhs. Computers, 2 lakhs. This one, 1 lakh. This is additions before 30th September. Add additions on or after 1st October. On or after 1st October. This one, office building, 4 lakhs. Plant and machinery, 5 lakhs. Computer, 2 lakhs again. This one is 2,50,000. Okay. Less sale consideration. Sale consideration is there for plant and machinery, 3 lakhs. Furniture, 2 lakhs. Computer, 1 lakh. Oh, sorry. Furniture, 2 lakhs. So this will give us the base of assets for depreciation. Correct me if I am wrong, if I've done any mistake. I'm yet to claim depreciation. I'm just working out base of assets for claiming depreciation. Done. Now, first we have to work out normal depreciation, then additional depreciation. Additional depreciation at the rate of 35%. Okay, special additional depreciation we have to claim. Normal depreciation depends on the block value of assets. Additional depreciation is going to be 35%, 17.5% for plant and machinery and computers which are used for production, So I'm requesting you to work out this. If it is a regular class, what I used to tell is just solve this problem, then tell me the answer like that. I request you to solve the problem and tell me the answer, and closing double DV of the block you to work out. should be your answer. Then section 32AC, investment allowance. That is not part of depreciation. That is a separate line item. Investment allowance can be claimed by a manufacturing company located in a specified area. Now, I request you to work out normal depreciation, additional depreciation, and of course, total depreciation, then the closing WDV available. Try to work out. I'll give you about 5 to 10 minutes of time. Let me to work parallelly. If I do a mistake, you correct, because you are all experts, because you listen to what's in sir. Okay. The rates of depreciation that you should remember. It's an office building. Other than for residential purpose, it will be 10%. So first, let us claim depreciation on this. It will be 5%. Because normal 10%, half the rate 5%. Balance block. Balance block is nothing but 13 lakhs minus this 4 lakhs. No sale consideration. Okay. This into 10%. It is not eligible for additional depreciation. Only normal depreciation it is eligible for. Building is not eligible for additional depreciation. So total depreciation closing WDV okay. This one, plant and machinery. What is the rate of depreciation? 15%. 15% is the rate of depreciation. So for this 5 lakhs, we can claim half the rate. Then for the balance, okay. Now additional depreciation can be claimed for the plant and machinery. Okay. for the additions made on or after 110, what is the amount? 5 lakhs into, see, the asset is used for more than 180 days, we can claim 35%. Okay, now it is used for less than 180 days, we can claim 17.5%. Why 17.5%? Because it is notified, it is located in the notified area of West Bengal. Then, before 1st October, whatever is purchased, this one, we can claim 35%. Okay, so additions made on or after 17.5%, additions made before 110, 35%. So total depreciation is the total of all these things. And this one, my closing WDV 9,15,000. Okay, any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? You can open your mic and ask. Unmute yourself and ask. No doubt? See, like a regular classroom, I request you to respond. Only thing is that you're not in the physical class. We are in different places, but I request
No,
you to
sir.
respond. Yeah. No problem, right?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay. What is the investment allowance we can claim? So those who are responding, I'm keeping on asking questions. I will keep on asking questions. Okay, what will be the investment allowance for the new machinery purchase? What is the rate?
15%, sir.
15% on the new assets
New machinery.
purchased.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So this is not part of block of assets. This is not part of depreciation. This is an additional expense that you can claim in your PGBP, which means your taxable income will come down. It's an extra deduction that is given. Okay. So computers purchased on or after, what is the rate of depreciation? 40%. So it will be 20%. On the balance, this into 40% we can claim. Additional depreciation can be claimed on the computer which is used for, additional depreciation can be claimed on the computer which is used for, okay, not all the computers. You look at computer purchased on 1/1/2020, this computer is used in the factory. So we can claim additional depreciation only for the computers which are used in production, which is used in factory. So additional depreciation can be claimed on this into 17.5%. What about the computer which was purchased on or before 30th June? We cannot claim. We cannot claim. What is the reason? That is not used for production. So computers aiding the production can be claimed or can be used for claiming additional depreciation. And investment allowance is only for the plant and machinery. What about for the computer? Can we claim? Can we claim?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, we can claim only for the plant and machinery. Someone is joining the meeting now. Good evening, welcome. Okay. Furniture, what is the rate of depreciation? 10%. So for this asset, we can claim 5%. For the balance, %10. So no additional depreciation can be claimed. Even if the furniture is used in factory, we cannot claim additional depreciation. So this is the total depreciation. We can call it as allowable depreciation. Allowable depreciation is the sum of all these things. This will be claimed as PGBB, expenses, allowable depreciation, while doing comprehensive problem. Copy this. Then we'll move on to the next section. This is the most important section. That's why I've done an extra problem based on this.
Sir,
Yeah, ask me.
Watson sir told us that the depreciation rates will be given in the question, sir.
But in CMA examination, it may not be given. So rates of depreciation alone, you have to remember, because sometimes they don't, they forget to give this. They forget to give these rates. So please
Okay.
remember it, because it will be useful for your final also. But with respect to capital gain chapter, the cost of inflation index will be given. But this alone, depreciation, especially this is an amendment.
Yes, sir.
This amendment, etc. So they will not give you. They will test you in the exam for CMA a point of view.
Okay, sir.
So hope you all copied this. This is separately asked for 7 marks in CMA exams. I will also take up this during the revision session, the grand revision session. But this is a separate question. Calculation of allowable depreciation and investment allowance is separately tested for about 7 marks. Shall we? Yeah, if I'm proceeding, if you feel that I'm fast, I request you to stop me. So this is about a depreciation. Okay, this is simple. For example, if the asset is sold more than the available block. For example, if you look at the block value of furniture, 4,50,000. If you are selling the asset for more than 4,50,000, let's assume, don't take it, it is just for example. Opening block is 5 lakhs. Additions made 1 lakh. And the sale consideration, let's assume we sold an asset for 9 lakhs. It can be one asset or all the asset, we are selling it for 9 lakhs. Your sale consideration is exceeding the book value. Book value is 6 lakhs, sale consideration is 9 lakhs. So the 3 lakhs will be taken as short-term capital gain. Wherever sale consideration exceeds block value, it will be called as short-term capital gain. Okay. Suppose this is if you sell one or more assets for a consideration more than the block value. Okay. Suppose opening block is same 5 lakhs, additions are 1 lakh. Let's assume you are selling all the block for 4 lakhs, which means there is no asset. Everything is sold out. 6 lakhs minus 4 lakhs. The 2 lakhs will be called as short-term capital loss. Short-term capital loss will come only when you sell all the assets in the block. Short-term capital gain will come wherever the sale consideration is exceeding the block value. It can be one asset or 10 assets or all assets. If the book sale consideration is more than the block value, it will be called as short-term capital gain. If you are selling the asset, all the assets for less than the block value, it will be called as a short-term capital loss. This we had seen additional depreciation. Unobserved depreciation, Watson sir would have given a clear-cut information. Gross profit 15 lakhs, cash expense are 4 lakhs. Here we are having a surplus. We are having a surplus of 1 lakh. We are having a surplus of 1 lakh. which means the profits are sufficient to cover expenses. Depreciation is 3 lakhs. So 1 lakh minus 3 lakhs, this loss arises only because of depreciation. That is called as unabsorbed depreciation. Okay, in this example, 15 lakhs minus 16 lakhs, there is a loss of 1 lakh. Okay, this loss will be called as business loss. This 3 lakhs will be called as depreciation. So total loss is 4 lakhs, minus 1 minus 3, 4 lakhs. In this 1 lakh will be called as a business loss. Remaining 3 lakhs will be called as a unabsorbed depreciation. Yeah, ask me if there is a doubt. Someone has unmuted the mic. And you'll be learning this. Unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward for any number of years. If there is a loss because of unabsorbed depreciation, this 3 lakhs, to the extent of 3 lakhs, you can carry forward and set off the loss in future years, unlimited period. But business loss can be set off only for 8 years. Business loss can be carried forward and set off only for 8 years, but unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward for any number of years. There is no restriction on number of years for unabsorbed depreciation. That you will learn it. Okay. Then concept of proportionate depreciation. Concept of proportionate depreciation. Okay, it happens when there is an amalgamation, demerger, or conversion of a firm into a company. Okay, so in these cases, first calculate depreciation, then claim proportionately. Shall we do a problem based on this? If you have all understood this, no problem. Otherwise, I will do a problem based on this.
Yes, sir. We can do a problem based on this, sir.
Concept of proportional depreciation. We'll do it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Take up this. AB and Co., a partnership firm, was converted into ABC Limited on 31/1/2020. 31/1/2020.
Sir,
Yeah.
in the before question, we can claim investment allowance for computer also, no, sir?
Wait a minute. So you can see this. It is only for plant and machinery.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
Sir, that investment allowance should be taken from additional depreciation or normal depreciation, sir? The 50%.
Which one? This investment allowance is a separate line item. It is not part of depreciation. It is not part of depreciation.
No, sir. How to take? Once again, you can explain, sir.
This 15% is claimed based on the new machinery purchased. For the new machinery purchase, don't see the dates and all for investment allowance. 4 lakhs plus 5 lakhs. Is it purchased before 30th June or after, 30th September or after 30th September? Doesn't matter. On the total investment made, 15%.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So coming back, please copy this.
Sorry, sir. So with regards to investment allowance, what Western sir told us, even for additional investment allowance, we have to look for the dates. I mean, if it is for purchase after October, 1st of October, we have to.
No such things are specified because only for claiming additional depreciation, such things are notified by Income Tax Act. For example, 10%, 17.5%, half the amounts are notified. With respect to investment allowance, it is based on the investment made by you and not based on the time of investment. 15% straight away. It is not 7.5%, 15% straight away. Maybe Watson sir would have done overlook mistake. Otherwise, it is 15% of the cost of the asset.
Okay, sir.
You copy this. So block of assets with AB and Co. Building and plant and machinery. Opening block value is given. Additions are given. Then A Limited purchased a new machinery on 1/3/2020 for rupees 6 lakhs. See, for this machine, no proportionate depreciation concept because this machine is purchased by the company. So for this, there is no proportionate depreciation concept. This machinery purchased after starting the company. So the depreciation will be claimed in the books of the company only. Only for these two assets, we can claim proportionate depreciation. Let us see. First, let us work out depreciation by normal method.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Sir?
Please ask.
Yeah, since it's specifically given, it's purchased by A Limited. We should not give a proportional depreciation, right, sir?
Because again, if you look at the company was started on 31/1/2020, and this new machinery was purchased on March 2020, which means after starting the company only, the machinery is purchased. So it's clear that the company is only using the machine and it is not related with partnership form.
Okay.
Yeah, someone was asking now.
For the date for the plant and machinery addition, sir, is it going to be 1st October or 30th September, sir?
30th September. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
You can copy or do it along with me. Now depreciation, both for the opening balance and addition, can be claimed for the full year. 5 lakhs into 10%. 3 lakhs into 10%. Because purchased and put to use before 30th September. It's not told that we are in the manufacturing business, only normal depreciation is applicable. And let us take that asset purchase, this one separately. So this is a common depreciation that is applicable for both the partnership firm and the other one. And if you look at how to, yes, Vishwak, you have raised the hand. Tomorrow, okay. Apportionment of depreciation. Okay. First, let me to apportion the depreciation for the opening balance. Number of days. It's a separate working, not connected with the building or this one. With this,
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please ask.
So while calculating depreciation, should we always split in, right, sir? Like opening balance, we have to calculate.
Yeah. That's better. Yeah, it will give a better picture for the examiner that you have understood the concept there.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Number of days with a partnership firm and with the company we have to work out. Okay. Opening balance of building from 1st April to 1/4/2020. 31/1/2020. Okay. With the company, it is from 1/2/2020 to 31st 2020. February 28 days plus March, how many days? 31 days. So balance, it's a leap year. 2020 is a leap year. So 366 days minus 59 days. 307 days is with a partnership firm. This one is 29. Okay, so 29 days plus 31 days. In the total, 60 days with the company, balance 306 days with the partnership firm. This is for the opening balance of building. Then additional building. So depreciation on the opening balance will be apportioned on this. So total number of days. Total days is 306 days with the firm and 60 days with the company. Okay. So if you apportion the depreciation, what is the depreciation on the opening balance of building? 50. This will be apportioned in the same ratio. 50,000 into 306 by 366. 50,000 into 60 by 366. So this is on the opening balance of the building. Depreciation on the opening balance of building. Then depreciation on the additional building. Okay, when the addition was made on 31st August, which means 1st September onwards. It is put into use from 1st September onwards. And number of days is 60 days. Yeah.
So the additional date should be 2019, no, sir? It is.
Yeah, thank you. Very good.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you, I took a maths class in some other academy. Imagine about my maths class. So I had some, I'll tell you at the end of the class. Okay. So how many days? September 31 days, correct? 30 days. Okay. October 31 days, November 30 days, December 31 days, January 31 days. So 153 days with the partnership form. 30 September, October, November, December, January, and 60 days with the company. So totally, these many days are there. So depreciation has to be apportioned in this ratio. What is the depreciation on additions? 30,000. In this ratio, you apportion this 30,000 into 153 by 21 into 60 by 213. 60 by 213, like that you can apportion. So based on the usage period, it is apportioned. So total depreciation on building. The books of the firm, this one plus this one. Yeah, this 80,000 is apportioned like this based on period of usage, based on the period of usage. This is for building. Shall we proceed?
Sir, I had a sir. So why additional depreciation is not claimed, sir, for plant and machinery?
Because it is
Not
number
given
one, I'm
plant
claiming
and
as of now for building. Number two, it is not a manufacturing company. It is
entity.
not
Okay.
specified as manufacturing entity.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So this is for plant and machinery. On the opening balance of plant and machinery, the period of usage will be same like here, but amount will change. Into 306 by 366, 60,000 into 60 by 366. Opening balance, it is going to be same. On the additional, when the addition was made,
30th September, sir.
Okay, now I request you to change this problem. It is on 1st September. I made a mistake in September. 1st September. This is on 30th September. So 30th September onwards. So September 1 day left. September 1 day left. October 31 days. December, November 30 days. December 31 days. January 31 days. I repeat, 30th September. So even in September, 1 day usage is there. October 31 days. November 30 days. December 31 days. January 31 days. So 124 days. Of course, after this, it is 60 days. So total, additional depreciation or addition on depreciation and addition is 30,000. So the 30,000 should be apportioned. So this is for plant and machinery. Not only this, you have to add some more thing here. Depreciation on plant and machinery purchased by the company. So that can be claimed only by the company. So how much is purchased? How much is purchased by the company? On 1/3/2020 for 6 lakhs. So 6 lakhs into 7.5%. This can be claimed only by the company. No apportionment. Because it is purchased by the company. This is total depreciation on plant and machinery. So total depreciation for PGBB claiming will be depreciation on building plus depreciation on plant and machinery. So this is the total depreciation that can be claimed on building plus plant and machinery.
Hello.
சொல்லுங்க மணிகண்டன்.
சார் இது வட்சன் சார் சொன்னதுக்கும் இதுக்கும் கொஞ்சம் வேரியேஷன் இருக்கு சார், அதான் கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகுது. ஸோ அடிஷ்னல் அசட்ஸ் அது
ஓகே,
அதுக்கு வந்து தனியா நம்ம வந்து அப்போர்ஷன்மெண்ட் பண்ணலாம். அவரோட சம்பளம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தனியா அப்போர்ஷன்மெண்ட் பண்ணல சார். ஸோ ஒர்க்கிங்
yeah, this is what you have to do. Whatever you have done is correct.
For example, additions made before 30th September.
Okay.
So, anyways, we are calculating full year depreciation. Why we have
full year depreciation, but apportionment is done based on the period of usage. Suppose if machinery was purchased in August month, we will claim full depreciation, but the apportionment will be done based on the period of usage.
Yes, sir. Period of usage, like
means from the data put into use the
sir?
asset. Yeah, from the data put into use till the date of, 30th September, converting the company. Then after converting the company till the end of the year, like that.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Shall we proceed? Hope you copied this.
Sir,
Yeah, please ask me.
can you show the bill part depreciation?
Which part? This part.
In the depreciation,
building.
additional depreciation is 153 days and 60 days. But on plant and machinery, it is not right.
Because in plant and machinery, it was purchased on 30th September. So it will come to only 124 days.
Okay, I got it.
Here it is purchased before that time. So it is
Okay.
30 days more. Yeah.
Okay.
So opening balance, apportion based on the days. On additional machinery or additional assets which are purchased, depreciation is claimed for the whole year. If the asset is purchased and put into use before 30th September, the depreciation is claimed for the whole year, but it is shared in the ratio of the days in which the assets are used. That is what is clearly stated in the Income Tax Act. You can check the provision also. Proportionate depreciation. You look at the computed depreciation. Computed depreciation will be distributed to both the entities on the basis of time, means time of usage. Time of usage. You can check from your ICMA material also on the same point. Okay, for electricity companies, they can follow straight line method. If straight line method is followed, they can also follow WDV method. If straight line method is followed, this is a procedure. Okay, so you could have seen, if the sale value is more than the book value, it will be called as, less than the book value, it will be called as terminal depreciation. If it is more than the book value, it will be called as balancing charge. If it is more than the cost of the asset, then there will be a balancing charge and capital gain will come. Yeah, for example, book value of asset in an electricity company is 4 lakhs and the cost of the asset is, let us assume, 7 lakhs. Okay, let us assume they are following straight line method. Only when straight line method is followed, this we have to do. If the asset is sold for 3 lakhs, it is sold less than the book value. So that 1 lakh will be called as terminal depreciation. If the asset is sold for 5 lakhs, that is more than the book value. Okay, so the excess amount, 1 lakh, will be treated as balancing charge. That is income credited to P&L account. If the asset is sold for, let us assume, 9 lakhs, okay, selling price minus cost. Selling price is 9 lakhs, cost of the asset is 7 lakhs, the difference 2 lakhs will be treated as capital gain. No indexation, nothing, capital gain. Less book value. So the 3 lakhs will be taken as balancing charge. So this is depreciation for electricity companies following straight line method. Any doubt in this? I'm doing a thorough discussion by point because everything is important for examination point of view, not only for inter-level but also for your final level. See, when you come to final, only the rates will change, but the base is same. Base of calculation is same. Rate may be 10%, may be changed as 15%, that's all. But the basis of working or these things are going to be same. Clear? When the asset is sold for more than the cost, difference between selling price and cost will be taken as capital gain. Difference between cost and book value will be taken as a balancing charge and credited to profit and loss account. Done? This we had seen. This is a theory area. Students used to ask, sir, income tax, which theory area will be tested? Tea, coffee or rubber development account, it's a theory area. Okay, it is available only for the people who are engaged in the business of growing of rubber. Okay, so you have to deposit in a special account. You have to open the deposit with NABARD. All these conditions should be fulfilled. It is a theory area which you have to see. And even this one, site restoration fund also. It is for the production of extraction of petroleum natural gas. And this also is a theory area that you've got to go through. No problem will be tested based on this. Okay, shall we move on to scientific research expenditures? Okay. Scientific research can be carried on in-house. In-house means you are going to have a separate R&D section. You are going to have a separate R&D section and you are going to do research. Research can be on new production method. Research can be on the new product. Research can be on new technology. Research can be on anything that is new. Okay. So if you have not started the business, you can accumulate 3 years expenses and it can be claimed. Okay. So capital expenditure or revenue expenditure, it can be accumulated for 3 years and it can be claimed. Land cannot be claimed as a deduction. Land cannot be claimed as a deduction. Okay. Let me to make a chart of it so that you will understand better. Okay. In-house research. For a manufacturing company, non-manufacturer, land not allowed for both. Building, %, can be claimed by manufacturer as well as non-manufacturer. Okay. Other capital expenditures, 150%. It can be plant and machinery or 100%. Here, other capital expenditure can be furniture or computer or machinery. 150% can be claimed for manufacturer. Non-manufacturer can claim only 100%. Revenue expenses can be research materials, salary to people, all those things, 150%. Okay, for non-manufacturer it is 100%. Okay, if you are paying perquisites, okay, not allowed as a deduction. Okay, so if you are paying perquisite freebies, etc., and all, that is not allowed as a deduction. So this is for in-house research. In-house research means you are doing the research within the factory. Okay, contribution to outsiders. This to contribute to all these people. National Laboratory, all these people. Both. It's not manufacturer or non-manufacturer. Okay, if you are contributing to another public limited company, which is doing research, 100% for both. Social or statistical research, 100% for both. So contribution to outsider, the percentage is not different. Okay, only in-house research, capital expenditure and revenue expenditure, the percentage is different. Okay, if you contribute to outsiders, okay, the percentages are going to be same. Any doubt in this particular point?
No, sir.
If anybody is having a doubt, please ask me. Yeah, I will hold a live session separately like this for capital gain, discussing point by point, step by step, so that you get a better clarity of thoughts. Because in capital gain chapter, there is one case based discussion. called the Manjula J. Shah case law based discussion, which we are going to see or have, where there will be different rates or different method of, CAA will be worked out. That I will take up when we go for live for that particular capital gain chapter. Okay. If you are having a doubt, please unmute yourself and ask so that I can clarify your doubt immediately. Otherwise, I'll keep proceeding with. Okay. Expenditure on specified business. Sir, what is a specified business? Should I have to remember all these things? No. Okay, no. But remember certain major things. It is related to agriculture, fertilizer, some storage of agricultural products like that. Now, let me give a clear table. If you are running a specified business, non-specified business. Okay. And if you are having a business income, let's assume it is some X rupees. Non-specified business, it is X rupees. Then deductions. While claiming deduction, revenue expenditure. Yes, claimed for both. Revenue expenditure means like salary, rent, material purchased, all the revenue expenditure can be claimed. Capital expenditures. Capital expenditures, 100% can be claimed. You are constructing a building, you can claim 100%. You are purchasing a plant and machinery, you can claim 100%. Okay. Then for non-specified business, only depreciation is claimed. For example, let us assume you are running a 5-star hotel or 6-star hotel. It is coming under a specified business. You are starting up a 5-star or 6-star hotel. It is coming under a specified business. Can you claim salary to staff, rent and other expenses? Yes, you can claim. Can you claim capital expenditure like purchase or construction of building, furniture or all these assets? Yes, you can claim 100%. Non-specified business. Okay, let us take a new education based company I've started. Now, for my building and this one, I can claim only what? Revenue expenditure, and I can claim only depreciation. For example, let us assume we purchased building for 5 crore. Entire 5 crore can be claimed as an expense. Entire 5 crore can be claimed as an expense. But for me, 5 crore into 10%, only depreciation can claim. Okay, let it this building 10%. It's not 15% like that. Okay, that is the advantage of specified business. So do you understand? Yeah.
In the revenue expenditure, you said yes, we can claim deduction, but how much, sir? It is 100%.
No limit. No limit. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Can be claimed.
In the case of capital expenditure, we can only claim that expenses and not the depreciation, sir.
Yes, yes. In case of business, 100% deduction for capital expenditure, no depreciation is allowed. Here only depreciation can be claimed using block of assets. Okay?
Okay.
That's what. So all these things can be claimed. 100% of capital expenditure can be claimed. Okay, you can accumulate, okay, and claim. There's no limit. You can accumulate, claim. However, no deduction for land, goodwill, and financial instruments. Instrument means shares, debentures, etc. purchased. Okay, so whatever is spent, revenue expenditure can be claimed. Capital expenditure, 100% can be claimed for specified business. Non-specified business, only depreciation can be claimed. Now, let me give a small example. It is beyond our intermediate level of discussion, but still, you require that understanding. Let's assume you purchased building in the current year for 5 lakhs. You are running a specified business, 5 lakhs. Okay, and if you are running a non-specified business, let us assume you purchased for 5 lakhs. Now, how much is claimed in PGBB? 100%. 100%. That is, full 5 lakhs is claimed as expense. Expenses. Here it is a building, so we can claim only 10%. We can claim only 10%. That is 50,000 claimed as a depreciation expense. Now, what will be the closing WDV? Zero. Why is it? Here, what will be the closing WDV? 5 lakhs minus 50,000, 4 lakh 50,000. Okay, let us assume this happened in financial year 1920. This happens in financial year 1920. Okay, next year, in financial year 2020-21, okay, the building was sold for 6 lakhs. The building was sold for 6 lakhs. What will happen? What is the block value? 0. It is sold for 6 lakhs. So what is the gain? 6 lakhs will become taxable as income. Because I gave you full depreciation, 100% depreciation last year. Okay, you enjoyed the benefit of claiming depreciation. The block value became 0. Now, you are selling that asset for 6 lakhs means the entire gain 6 lakhs will become taxable as income. Okay, now here the gain will become, we are selling it for 6 lakhs. Block value of the asset is 4,50,000. Only the difference will be taxable. 1,50,000 is taxable as income. As short-term capital gain. So this is one more thing. Okay, so in case of specified business, when the asset is depreciated, when the asset is claimed 100%, you cannot claim depreciation, and the block of assets or assets block value will become 0. Subsequently, when you sell the asset, whatever you are getting will become taxable as income. Okay, other assets, yeah, as usual rule. If you are selling the asset more than the block value, then difference will be taxable as short-term capital gain. And you will be learning in set of carry forward chapter, if there is a loss, please note this also. It can be set off only against income from such business. For example, let's assume you have started a 5-star hotel. Let's assume it is a specified business. There is a loss of 8 lakhs. You are having some other business. Let's assume a manufacturing business, which is not a specified business. There is an income of 10 lakhs. There is an income of 10 lakhs. Can you set up the loss? Can you set up this loss with income of other business? The income tax act is very clear. Loss from specified business can be set up only against income from such business. Okay, if there is no income in the current year, you can carry forward and set up. So how many years and other things you will see in the set up and carry forward chapter. Okay, now you will have a doubt. If there is a profit specified business and if there is a loss in other business, can it be set up? Let us take the same example. In the specified business, there is a profit or income. It's a loss. 7 lakhs. Can you set up the loss? Yes, you can set up the loss. Please note these 2 points. Please note these 2 points, most important for examination point of view. Any doubt in this? You can see this, no depreciation, the deduction can be claimed. All these are theory in nature. Expense on eligible project, association carrying rural development program, theory in nature that you can go through that. Yeah, this is there. Amortization of fees or telecom fees. With this, I will stop today. With the amortization, I will stop today. Okay. Then we'll see. We'll have an open discussion. Then we'll see. Shall I? Somebody, please open. Keeping on talking.
Yes, sir. You can go on.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir,
Let's assume
one
obtained
minute.
the telecom. Yeah, please ask.
The last point I hadn't written complete. Can you show it once more?
Yeah, I'll show it.
So you can continue.
Yeah, thank you. Let's assume we are running a telecom business. Okay, you have to get the allocation, spectrum allocation. Okay, so how much we are involved in it? Okay, spectrum allocation fees you have to pay to the government of India to get the license. Let's assume the spectrum allocation fees that you have to pay, like you are like Airtel or Aircel, you are running a telecommunication business, you have to pay 30 crores and the license is granted for 10 years period. License is granted for 10 years period. Now, how to amortize? Amortization is nothing but how much can be claimed. Simple. What is the amount? 30 crores divided by 10 years license. So 3 crores can be claimed as an expense against PGBB chapter. You can claim an expense of 3 crores each year for 10 years period because 30 crores you are spending for how many years benefit? 10 years benefit. Income Tax Act says you claim the expense 3 crores each year. 3 crores each year. That is if the amount is paid immediately. Suppose if the amount is paid in installment, let us assume the income tax, the telecom department is asking in the first year, that is in 2018-19, you started the business, then in 2019-20 like that, it is asking you to pay it in installment. 3 installment you have to pay. Okay. Let's assume the first year you paid about 50 lakhs. Next year you paid about 90 lakhs. Balance 160 lakhs you are paying in the third year. But remember, license is given for 10 years period. Okay, license is given for 10 years period. Installment payment is made. License is also 10 years. License is granted for 10 years. Okay, now how much can be claimed? That is amortization.
50 lakhs, sir.
No. In the 2018-19, 50 lakhs divided by 10 years. 50 lakhs divided by 10 years. Okay, so this is the amount you can claim in the 2018-19 financial year. In 2019-20 financial year, this plus 90 lakhs divided by 9 years. Why 9 years? From first year to 10th year, 10 years. From second year to 10th year, it is 9 years. Okay. So in the current year, 2019-20, for your relevant financial year, you can claim 15 lakhs. Next year, this 5 lakhs you can keep claiming. This one you can keep claiming, plus this 1 crore 60 lakhs divided by 8 years. Okay, from 2021-22, okay, you can claim the same amount. You can keep claiming the same amount for a period of 10 years like that. Sorry. This year also you can claim the same amount. I'll prove that amount also, 21-22. For 10 years period, right? Wait. My God. If I leave out any year, please tell me. I'm very poor at maths, even numbers. So you can claiming the same amount.
So in this example, the license value is 3 crore for 10 years, no, sir?
Yeah, 3 crores for 10 years. This is the amount you can claim. First year we can claim only 50 lakhs. Deduction is allowed only on payment basis. Deduction is allowed only on payment basis. So 50 lakhs by 10. Next year, that 5 lakhs plus 90 lakhs divided by 9. Next year, okay, the 5 lakhs divided by 10, this 90 lakhs divided by 9 plus 160 lakhs divided by 8 years. So you can keep claiming the sum for 10 years period. Okay, so if amount years period crossed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mistake I have done.
Installment for all the period should be known, no, sir, for this.
Pardon?
Installment for all the period should be mentioned, no, sir. Then only we can claim for each. See,
No. Installment for the first year it is 50 lakhs. So 50 lakhs divided by 10. So 5 lakhs is claimed. Then installment for the second year is 90 lakhs paid. So 50 lakhs divided by 10, that 5 lakhs will continue, plus 90 lakhs divided by 9 years. 90 lakhs divided by 9 years. And installment is completed in third year itself. So this is remaining 160 lakhs is paid. So that can be claimed over 8 years period. That can be claimed over 8 years period. And it should come to some amount. I hope I have added 1 year extra. It will come to 3 crores. The total amount will come to 3 crores. Installment is paid only for the first 3 years. The government will not collect the money for 10 years period. Here the money is paid. The 3 crores is paid in 3 years period. 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21 like that. So in 3 years, the installment is completed. So deduction is based on the amount paid. This is for 10 years. This is for 9 years. This is for 8 years like that. This is how we can claim.
But total years comes to only 9 installment only.
What is the total amount paid?
No, the installment year.
I would have made some arithmetical error here. If you work out by this way, we will get it. Now it will come correct. So this 50 lakhs is claimed over 10 years period. This 90 lakhs is claimed over 9 years period. This 160 lakhs claimed over 8 years period. So if you look at first year 50 lakhs, sorry, 5 lakhs, second year 1 lakh 15 lakhs, third year onwards this amount, total is this amount. 3 crores is claimed. Okay, with this I stop for class that is today. Next we'll meet on Thursday. I'll post this also in the group. This recording also in the group. Yeah, I'll give it as an YouTube link. You can go through. And for those who missed it today, they can see this recording and come on. That is Thursday's class. Thursday's class where we will continue the balance area. Balance area. Okay, this can be amortization of preliminary expenses. Then this one, like discount on zero coupon bonds. Then all the other deductions, and especially that statutory payments, and TDS based payments, whether it is allowed, when it is disallowed, all those points we will cover up. So next class we'll be able to revise the full. So whether the session was useful, I request you to please open yourself and talk so that.
Definitely, sir. It was useful.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Have more sessions, please, sir.
Yeah, we'll have more sessions. Teaching storing in an academy. Okay, I'll share it in the next class. That academy person will come and kill me if I tell it in the recording and if I share it in the forum. Okay, so I'll share it in the next class.
Sir, now stop recording, sir. We have completed the class now, sir.
You're all clever than me. Better. Okay. Yeah, I conduct live session like this for every chapter. Me was teaching Max, where I do not know Max, but I have to teach Max because Max faculty suddenly became teaching accounts. So suddenly, Sir has asked me to teach Max. So what happens is like this. Okay, so when I have to explain certain things, there is a two line like this, and something is written like this. What is it? I do not know. There is two line, but I know the answer is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. No, this is ignore. You have to ignore the sign. You have to ignore.